Hey guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Premier League Season 2, Day 2 for Group B. We now have our next match on the way. It's going to be Shuttle versus MC.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. These two players going head-to-head here in our second game. There is Shuttle on the left-hand side, former player, actually still in the jacket there,
yeah.
Vanessa Hoso. And now he plays for Kaelaris Gaming. He wasn't that good of a player in Korea. He never actually made it into Code A, surprisingly, throughout his entire GSL history. And there we can see him a little bit closer. Consistently failed, unfortunately, to qualify. Moved over to America in search of a new hope, a new dream. Is now playing, funnily enough, in the WCS Europe attempt number 2. He did play in Season 1.
Yep. And then we have MC, of course, who is one of the best performing Protosses of all time, one of the best performing players of all time. I'm still pretty sure he's second in the winners, in the most winningest players. MVP recently taking him over in winning more prize money. But we can now jump into game number 1 here. It's going to be on Red City to kick things off for this TVP. As we have spawning down to the bottom right here as our red Terran. He goes by the name of Kaelaris Gaming's Shuttle. And spawning down to the bottom left, we have our blue Protoss. He is SKMC.
SKMC, the boss toss himself, is now finally made the transition into the Europe Premier League. As mentioned in the opening show, he left the GSL, left WCS Korea, in search to play in the Europe Premier League. Though he had to go through the entire qualification system. Through qualification for Challenger to playing Challenger itself, which he actually struggled at a hurdle there against Grubby in one of the games, but did then come through in the group stages. And now is where he finally wants to be.
A lot of people had a tough time against Grubby in that bracket. It was interesting because Grubby, I think he went up against MC, Nurcio, and one other player during that bracket. And then the majority of those players all ended up in the same group during Challenger. So I dubbed it the group that Grubby slayed. But anyway, for now, MC has a lot to prove here. But as does Shuttle. Shuttle was not doing so well. He had a hard time qualifying for Premier. He eventually did in Season 1. But in the round of 32, kind of bombed down. Which wasn't really expected of his Korean heritage in the end.
Of his Korean heritage. He actually played against Naniwa twice and lost 0-2 both games. Yeah. So a little bit unfortunate for him here. But look at these two builds on such a big map. We have double gas coming down for MC. Opens up a lot of potential aggression options.
Oh, yeah.
It's MC. We all know that he loves to use aggressive tactics and whatnot. But his opponent has opened up command center first. The differences in builds is that MC has an option, has the chance to do something to punish a command center first, but Shuttle needs to play completely reactionary. He needs to be trying to scout to figure out what's going on. He needs to be very strict on his timings. Engineering bay coming down. Gas is coming down fast enough so his factory's not too late. He's got to be very careful to balance his economy and his defense well.
Yeah, in fact, Shuttle is using almost exactly the same build that we saw from MVP against Elfie yesterday in their opening games, where he was just adding on the 2 barracks right after command center to get that little bit of defensive position out. If your opponent, for example, goes for Proxy Stargate Oracle play and you don't have enough Marines out to deal with that to kick things off, you are in a world of hurt.
Looking actually inside MC's base, he's chrono boosted the Nexus for the Mothership Core, and he's also chrono boosting the Gateway. 2 signs of a little bit of aggression, but unfortunately for him, there's a bunker going to complete. If that bunker completes on the natural, how can a Zealot, Stalker, Mothership Core do anything here? They can't get past that bunker.
The game is eluding me, but I'm pretty sure MC has opened up in exactly the same way and exactly the same spawning positions recently in this. It could have been in a Challenger group, but I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure he's done something so similar to this. So he's definitely well-versed in this kind of tactic, and it can work out great if your opponent has his pants down, but right now, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, what he's going to try to attempt to do to salvage the situation is get the Mothership Core inside the main base, maybe try to pick off a couple of SCVs, a couple of loose Marines, or he's going to run past the bunker.
Yeah, there's not the second supply depot there, so even if that one were to raise, it wouldn't matter. He would be able to get up anyway. All the SCVs actually come off the line in a little spot of bother here. Trying to focus down those Marines where he can. He knows that's a very, very strong point of contention as those SCVs try to be kited as best as they possibly can do. All the Marines are dead. There's going to be 2 more popping out, and they're going to save the day. Yeah,
I'm not sure if this is the best thing for MC to do. Is it at least a good attempt? But I think he would have hoped to kill a lot more SCVs than he actually did. He only killed 2. And there's Marines poking out, which will probably get this Stalker, I think. Or is it going to get away? It's going to be quite close. The one Marine's going to poke out.
It's getting close.
Oh, one hit away. Does manage to escape there. So I'd say good attempt from MC.
Yeah.
Weighing it up, at the point of this, I'd still say that Shuttle's in the lead with what he's gone up with. Command Center first against a rather late Nexus.
Yep, he's just mining happily away from one gas. And
I thought that was going to be a fourth gateway there.
Yeah, just that forge.
Yeah, 3 gateways though. MC's going to climb up his unit count quite fast here. I mean, usually you'd expect a robotics facility to come down, right? So he can go up to Colossus fast, a Twilight Council if he's going to go over to Templar. But by going double gateway and then a forge here, depending on how many units he continues to warp in, he definitely can still be kind of aggressive from this point.
Yeah. Especially since he has a few sentries out already, which are going to be banking up a lot of energy. They're good for the utilization when busting kind of bunker placements and things like that, if you want to deny repairs on that, those kinds of positions. So there's certainly the tools at his disposal. Depending on if he wants to use them, though, is in question.
Well, a couple of Marines are making their way across here, and it has not been spotted by MC. He does... Oh, well...
That was interesting. Sending out a few hallucinated probes there. Force fields go down as well as the photon overcharge on that Nexus. So should be able to kill this off. But he did pick off one of the sentries. That was a nice pickup there. For a few Marines, not too bad mineral to gas trade.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that Shuttle wasn't expecting so many units to be down. There's quite a few sentries and Zealots were down as well. MC's thrown down the Twilight Council behind this, and it's almost syncing up that he can go to +2 armor as well. We're taking the 3rd and 4th gas, which should naturally follow at this point. He's going to be able to go over to Templar. If that's his plan, I think that's his plan at this point. He's killed off a lot of Marines. This is really good for MC, and he's picking off quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think he may just go for a big 2-base play.
In the end, killing off all of the Marines that actually went for that engagement. Apart from one who managed to get back to his friends, was not too bad there for MC. The Twilight Council is about to finish up, along with now just the factory going down. So even Shuttle's tech is a little bit behind where I was expecting it to be in this game, actually.
A scan inside the main base of MC here. Shuttle has quite a nice scan that sees the Forge and sees the Twilight Council, sees armor and blink.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't see blink, but he sees something being researched. This is going to be a little bit scary for him. But he doesn't know exactly, is it going to be Zealots or if it's going to be Stalkers.
And in Shuttle's games, this has been a little bit of a Shuttle special, I like to call it. He keeps consistently hiding these bases. He keeps trying to do it against Protoss, and once or twice it's paid off, but not too often. And against a player like MC, it's going to be difficult to determine if it goes unspotted or not.
But I do like Shuttle's position. We looked a lot about MC. He hasn't, rushed out a 3rd command center early. He's got one hidden. And this is a nice, nice play, because if there was to be a 2-base play from MC, all that Shuttle needs to do is sit behind his bunker and his defensive wall and just mine mules from this middle base.
Yeah.
It's a massive map. MC hasn't gone out to scout and probably won't either. I really like Shuttle's position here.
I remember a long time ago from Terrans who were saying, well, if you think your opponent might have a hidden base somewhere, just check how many mules he actually has in his main and natural with observers or maybe some hallucinations. And then if you don't see any for a long time, could be the potential that he does have a hidden base. It's a very, very hard thing to read into, but something that I've heard pros talk about in the past.
All right, well, we do see a double forge coming down by MC as well. Zealot charge playing very gateway heavy initially here, not really rushing up to any form of splash damage, only just now throwing down the robotics bay. Interesting way to play this. A decent amount of units to deal against Marines that poked out. Blink early in case the medivacs came nice and early as well. A unique kind of perspective here from MC, who now is going over to double forge and Colossus play where everybody likes to be. Just taking a different pathway to get to the same place.
Yeah, the observer now on the way, and he's got even more observers being cranked out as well here. So I like that. A war of information and making sure he knows what's going on in this game is absolutely pivotal here. A Shuttle is going to make a little bit of a move out with one medevac. Where's his second one gone? Has it gone for a drop? Yeah, down at the bottom.
Yeah. So it's there just waiting for its opportunity to get in.
4 Widow Mines in that, actually.
It's a very dangerous drop there.
Yeah.
It's a lot more dangerous than 8 Marines or 4 Marauders, let me tell you that.
Observer does spot this movement out in the middle of the map, but that medevac to the bottom is actually going to start speeding in here. There is one photon cannon, so he shouldn't drop in the natural too much. He's going to drop 2 of those Widow Mines, but they're going to get instantly seen, but he might actually pick off some of those probes in the process. Oh! catches quite a lot of them. One Widowmine gets actually killed off there as well in the main, but a huge push at the front here from him. He throws down a lot of force fields, great force fields in the end. Does MC have enough firepower though to deal with this though? The Zealot tanking a lot of the damage. Bio in the end actually gets disintegrated by the Photon Overcharge, and the Stalkers pushing Shuttle back. And MC pursues.
Yeah, look at just heavy gateway units there by MC, just defending really well for him. He did lose 8 probes, but with Blink, he's cleaning up a lot of the reinforcements, or not the reinforcements, but the stragglers here, trying to get home.
Oh, he wants the medevac.
Oh, he gets it too. He should be. Yeah, nice.
Nicely done, making sure not to focus down on that Marauder, trying to go for the bigger prize, and he got it in the end. Shuttle, though, is going to try and transfer some SCVs over to this third base, and the Observer was just barely not in range to see those SCVs transferring, so MC still has no idea about the hidden potential of Shuttle.
I like what Shuttle's strategy and army composition is here. He's focusing on just 2 upgrades at a single time. I'm very surprised he actually hasn't started his +1 armor. I think that may come down shortly. To actually to increase the durability of the Hellbats, which we're now seeing come into play. Another couple of probes do go down, but with +2 attack, he's not even focusing on armor upgrades for his Marine and Marauders.
Yeah.
Why do you need to get armor for them if you've got a bunch of Hellbats that are doing the tanking, taking the damage for you here?
Yeah. Very, very tanky indeed, those Hellbats, if you're mixing them into this composition as furiously as Shuttle is right now. The Stalkers are moving to the middle of the map here for MC, so maybe he is on the hunt for extra things that are going on. He could actually, if he controls that watchtower with the SCV, he could see those medevacs, but they boost out of the vision of that watchtower just before. A good move there by Shuttle.
Yeah, a good move by Shuttle. MC, though, has up to 2 Colossus, a third one about to pop. There's only 2 Vikings, with another 2 being made. A second starport's been added on now as he starts to realize what he's going up against here. So despite Shuttle having a large number of units, doesn't really have anything to deal with the Colossus that MC has. And he does have 3 fully loaded, pretty much sentries, which are going to help out really nicely to deal with these Colossus.
Yep. And once again, MC here, still moving on this Observer around, trying to spot what he can. He sees the medevacs unloading, but nothing much more from that point on. He sees another command center, which might prompt him to think, well, this is just your 3rd command center, but it would be realistically a little bit late here off the back of MC's 3rd base. Yeah,
this is a little bit surprising. That 3rd base from Shuttle's gone completely unnoticed.
Yeah.
But
it's really good.
But I do like the upgrades of MC, though. I mean, he's about to have +2 attack and already has +2 armor, +3 on the way.
If he goes, there's only still 4 Vikings out. 3 are going to pop very soon.
He's got so many Stalkers, so if he picks off the Vikings that are even out here,
scary.
It just depends, because there's so many units for Shuttle. He may just have too much on the ground army. But the sentries, as mentioned before, are going to be very crucial in keeping the Colossus alive here.
Oh yeah, especially on the map like Red City, where there's so many narrow pathways, very easy to control for space for Protoss. He pushes in, and he does know that the army is entirely behind him. 3 Zealots have actually spotted that. The scan goes down, revealing the entire position of him, and the Observer will end up dying off as well. MC not willing to commit fully, even though he could control a lot of the space with those 3 sentries.
Yeah, it's got to be... imagine if there was a ghost that impede those 3 sentries.
Yeah.
The floodgates are open and every single unit comes charging in. MC with 4 Colossus, though, versus not too many Vikings, 6 or 7 by now, but still quite a few Stalkers here.
Yeah, quite a few Stalkers indeed, and with their +2 weapons that they currently hold against the Vikings with pretty much no upgrades at this point, they are going to tear through them pretty quickly if they get the opportunity to do so. So MC for now, he's going to pull back. I think he's going to feel very content just, once again, powering up on Templar Archives and getting a fully rounded composition out. But Shuttle's macro has been phenomenal because he had that 3rd base been running for so long.
MC's got a 5th Colossus, he's got to be careful. A lot of SCVs just get roasted there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was not so good there for Shuttle, but he's up to 5 Colossus with a 6th one on the way. That's so many Colossus. If he targets down the Vikings well, but of course, if he doesn't do that and the Vikings start to bring this down, there is no Storm. The Templar Archive's very late in this game.
Yeah.
That's one weakness of MC. If he loses these Colossus, it's very important to keep these guys alive. The Observer does follow the Vikings here, and he sees the movement.
I think with Shuttle being maxed out as he is, a few upgrades on these Vikings certainly would not hurt. It would be very, very useful to deal with those kinds of Stalker numbers eventually, so you could actually deal with the Colossi in turn. But the Stalkers are going to move out here and pick off 1 or 2 of those Vikings. 2 Vikings for absolutely free. Great pickoff.
Yeah, and that's going to keep his Colossus alive even longer. That's a little bit scary there for Shuttle.
I think he sniffs out a base. He's sending Zealots up to there, and he's going to find it.
Yes.
But it's already paid for itself, but in spades.
Yeah, I mean, even if he loses every SCV there, it's a good win, But like you said, it has helped out.
Yep, and he will actually kill all the SCVs up there, whilst we actually have MC once again blinking back defensively just to try and pick off a few units. He got a Ghost. That's still another great pick-off.
Just great micro, small little tidbits from MC, as he does have Storm about to complete. Zealots chasing down those last remaining SCVs that managed to escape from that base, but we are going to have a fight very shortly as two armies facing each other.
And MC's maxed out here. 3-3 is...
Scan. Oh, MC's close up.
Oh, actually, great EMPs here. Quite a lot of this army. No more force fields actually left in that army either. So he should be able to try and run this down if he can do. Good blink forward, trying to pick off some of those Vikings. If he can limit those numbers, then the Colossi can do what they need to, but there's just too much firepower on the floor. I think Shuttle should be able to break this position.
Just one simple move. MC sitting there like a duck. EMP's blanket everything, and the game is over. It's that small of a difference between these two players.
Yeah, and there you go. GG for game number 1. Shuttle able to take the first game over SKMC.
One positionally based mistake from MC, not realizing that his opponent was just down the cliff. He comes up, EMPs everything there. We caught the tail end of it as the EMPs came coming. They just went everywhere. And then, no force fields. Remember, force fields is very key in blocking off a lot of those units. All shields down on everything. And then just that powerful Marauder Hellbat army just came flooding in. MC, mistake there. I'd say that was definitely started off in Shuttle's favor.
Yep.
But slowly but surely, MC had a good 65 to 30, 65 to 35 lead, I'd say there.
Yeah, it was really good. And again, I have to accentuate that on Red City, force fields are so strong. There's so many small pathways for you to actually seal off as a Protoss player. But the first EMP missed, the sentries at least. But the second EMP was really the crucial blow in that engagement, not allowing MC to fully control where his opponent was going. When your opponent has that much bio, which was a horrendously strong force.
Yeah, he needed to play so careful. He didn't even get his high tempo in, which Storm was ready. He had everything to deal with that army, but Shuttle was the one that was able to take the win. And just to look at these two players, just a couple of years ago, how Shuttle barely, well, he didn't. It's very simply, didn't make it into Code A. At the same time, MC was winning GSLs.
Yeah, there's a huge comparison there to be drawn. And now Shuttle takes the first game on a map that can sometimes be very good for Protoss if they're able to get in the right positions and have force fields.
Yeah, but this next map is going to be Whirlwind, a map where it is a little bit more difficult for a Protoss player to take a third base, just because of the Medivacs being able to hop on the third into the main and whatnot. But still, anything's viable here. It is a big map. Will we see Shuttle once again open up Command Center first? Will we see MC trying to do something crazy like a proxy Stargate? It's definitely in his set of builds to do here. But Shuttle, you know, Shuttle and Slivko today. Slivko opened up with the first win. Shuttle did as well. We'll see if, you know, trends repeat. Will we see MC come around and win this 2-1 to go up against Stefano in the winners match or not?
Yeah, it would be, we could have a complete repeat of the previous series where our slight underdog ends up taking the first game and then MC comes back 2-1, depending.
Yeah.
But Shuttle, he looked pretty good that game. If he's able to sneak in another base, actually, I mean, just in general, Whirlwind, as you were saying before, it's a pretty good map.
He did have that base, though, didn't he? Hidden, which did help him out quite a lot in the mid stages. But I did like his opening. I did like the Command Center first. Powered in quite nicely. MC wasn't able to do anything to punish it. MC played kind of, I haven't really seen any other Protoss player open so similar. It's usually always straight up to Colossus, always over to Templar, but he opened up very gateway heavy. It was 3 gateways in a Forge into Blink, incredibly fast, +1 armor, then +1 attack. Something I haven't seen too many Protoss players do, but it worked out really well. He dealt with the early Marine push out super well. He then was ready for Medivacs if they would have come. Let's see what happens in the next map.
Yep, let's indeed, as we load up onto Whirlwind, spawning up to the top left-hand corner as our blue Protoss in just a little bit.
All right.
Well, we do have spawning up to the left in the blue is SKMC. And spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner here as our red Terran, we have the winner of the previous game, Mr. Shuttle.
Whirlwind. Does he go Command Center first here again? If he does it on Red City, why not here? Unless he wants to change things up, maybe go for a Reaper to find out exactly what MC could have planned. MC, upon kind of figuring out how his opponent plays, I don't think they've played before, if I'm not mistaken.
No, in tournament play, they have not played before. You're correct.
Yeah, and I don't think they would have played too much on ladder either, considering they're always playing in different regions.
Yeah.
But MC having a taste of how his opponent plays may see Nexus first, but Nexus first isn't something that I look at MC and say, he's a guy that loves his Nexus first. Against Zerg, always forge into the Nexus. He likes to have the option to be aggressive. We know he loves to micro his units. He plays around with them really well. Gets a lot out of them. We'll see.
Yeah, and it looks like we will have that gateway on the way. So MC here, just opening up standard and true, whilst Shuttle, what do you think is he going for that command center first? Looks like it at the moment.
Yeah, so command center first versus gateway. MC, as I talked a little bit about before, has had a feel for how his opponent likes to play.
Yeah.
Command center first, Marauder Hellbat style, a composition of units. And now MC has a bit of room to adapt and adjust to how his opponent plays here. He's got his double gases coming down. He will scout him at a decent time here before the Marine comes out, bear in mind. Whether he decides to use that as a chance to proxy a pylon, he will have the option to. But he wants to go for a Stargate.
Well, the interesting thing is he scouts down to the south with the probe, so technically if he went to the middle of these two positions and proxied a pylon, then he could always actually do something with it. He would know that it would guaranteed be near one of his opponents, one of the opponent's locations at least, and then there is the potential, but he's just going straight to that middle corner for now.
Yeah, so command center down here by Shuttle, followed by 2 barracks. You always have to get 2 barracks just in case the mothership core comes in. You can't deal with it with just a single barracks. You don't have enough Marines if we see a Zealot and Stalker play as well. MC, though, for the first time in this game, will see his opponent and see the command center first, and it's going to have a little bit of a nifty, fufty fight. And deals a little bit of damage to the SCV and vice versa, and then gets out.
Yep, he's on the way out. So, but that being said, he's moving to the middle of the map here, and this might give Shuttle an indication as to where his opponent is. But no, he turns around. We do have the mothership core on the way, so all is good.
Oh, yeah,
fight still.
Just kind of a normal setup here for MC. He does have the option to throw down a tech structure very shortly. He has a pylon at the south side, but is he even going to bother to do that? It's such a risk to do so. Cross position as well. It's going to take forever to any units to get across the other side of the map. So yeah. I feel in this position, well, actually, did he just send a probe down? I think he did, to the bottom left of that map. To the bottom left to his base. Yeah. And it is a Stargate.
Yep.
So he throws down a Stargate. He is going to attempt this.
Yeah, this is pretty cool from MC. We've seen a lot of Oracle players actually out of MC in the past in order to not only either do damage to kick things off to his opponent's mineral line, or to actually utilize that with a gateway push later on, which obviously does entail doing some damage to kick things off anyway. So MC, he's certainly had a lot of practice with this build.
I definitely, yeah. He's had a lot of practice with all aggressive builds. True. MC. In these positions, I don't think he can follow it up with 3 gateways or something. No. He's cross position. He's very far away. There's an SCV there though that's going to be so crucial for Shuttle. Ooh. Like if he goes in now, all the units are already across the map.
And he's not producing anymore either. His warp gate's
he's
not
just going to get a free scout of this before the Oracle even gets there. And MC is adding on additional gateways too.
Oh wow. Well, there we go. I mean, it's going to be
Shuttle's going to see everything. This could be so bad for MC.
He is going to see everything. Unless for some reason his SCV doesn't go down to that very bottom corner. Oh. Right now he's not going.
Yeah, but he sees no Nexus, first of all. It's 6 minutes in the game. Even if the pro gets...
Oh, he's going to kill it.
He kills it. He doesn't know exactly a scan. Okay,
scan. He has to.
Stargate. So this just means very simply an additional bunker on the natural. A turret, an engineering bay may come down inside his mate. Oh, he's already got an engineering bay. So 2 turrets in the mirror lines, an additional bunker on the natural as well.
Whoa,
he's going to fortify everything here. MC's in so much trouble. There's the second bunker. There's the turrets.
He's not only in so much trouble in this game, he's in trouble in this series, Apollo. Shuttle won game 1. If MC is not able to break Shuttle right here, right now with this, this is catastrophic for MC.
This is not looking good. Not looking good at all. For a 2-time GSL champion, his first attempt here in the Premier League in Europe. Is he just going to lose 0-2 to Shuttle, who, by the way, on his way to Premier League was able to beat players like Sase on the way into the Premier League? He is a little bit supply block, can't build too many units, but he has his SUVs ready to repair the bunker on the natural. I just can't see this being broken.
He's so well prepared. Of course, his supply blocked here, and the Marines are going to try and come back and stop that from occurring. He needs more Marines out to try and deal with this, but still, that's a lot of fortification that Shuttle currently has. He's losing a little bit of mining time thanks to the fact that his STVs are there, but look how they're not going to break those bunkers just yet. He needs more Zealots to tank that, maybe even needs more firepower from Oracles that are out and about right now. He's going to stop Stim from completing. That's a good pick off there from MC to start staging some kind of comeback.
All right, we'll see if this is possible. MC does have a supply lead. One Oracle is going to go down. A second one is not going to fall, but still, SUV's wrapped around that bunker. Can MC do this? Can he break through despite this being scouted? He's got a good 15 supply leads.
There's only 7 Marines out on the field right now. 5 Marines out on the field right now. 4 of them are in a bunker.
Look at that army size.
He needs to keep this bunker alive. If this dies, that's it. It's gone. Guardian Shield goes up. The Zealot's going to try and charge in here to tank a lot of that damage as well. SCVs even more get pulled off the line here because he has to, but the Time Warp is really slowing them down. The bunker is going to end up falling. There's still a lot of Stalkers here being retained. Only 6 Marines actually left on the field. One of the bunkers isn't even being utilized right now at all. There you go. GG.
Wow.
MC salvages it in game number 2.
Despite it being scouted, the turrets and the mineral lines ready for the Oracles to come in. Perfect Oracle placement with the Mothership Core to get in between the barracks to stop the Marine production. I'm sure Shuttle is like, darn it, I could have gone to this winners match there. It's a little bit unfortunate him for MC though. Wow, nice play.
Very good decision making, very good. I mean, being able to kind of being able to kill off that many Marines and really allow your gateway pressure from that point on to deal with that was very, very well done there by MC.
I think that the one thing that was missing was probably just an additional turret next to the barracks, and he would have been fully locked down there.
Zoning him out.
He would definitely thought and believed that the Oracles would come into the mineral lines and then an assault on the natural, or at least everything together on the natural. He didn't really expect what we saw there. I don't think anybody did. MC getting in there to the barracks, to the production, and we've seen that time after time from Terran players in recent tournaments. Has been their downfall, getting the Marines before they even get out of the barracks. A little bit unfortunate there for Shuttle, who was so close to getting a 2-0.
Yeah, you're right. It really has been the Achilles heel, sitting on that infrastructure. Very, very annoying. And now it's 1-1. Going into game number 3 here, Neoplanet S is the final map. And I've got to say, on a map like this, with a little bit of, well, with less airspace around the bases, I think MC might have a good time here against Shuttle.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the Shuttle may open a Reaper play this time around, just to try to get a bit of more information, more intel early on to figure out what MC is going to do. Because MC, of course, very unpredictable as a player here. But we're about to jump into map number 3 here. The winner moves on to face up against E.G. Stefano in the winners match here. Who's going to go through? Yeah,
it's crazy. This is only the second series. I feel like I've already cast an entire day, but these games, they've been off the hook already here for day number 2.
Games.
Yeah, all right. Game number 3, Neoplanet S getting loaded up and good to go. Let's jump in as we have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner here as our blue Terran. He is Clarity Gaming's Shuttle. And spawning up to the top right here as our red Protoss, we have SKMC.
SKMC, the boss toss, the Obama toss. Will he be able to make this comeback here? Both players, if he was able to go into the winners match, both players, him and Stefano, coming back from a 0-1 deficit here. Shuttle, though, all to play for. I don't think too many people are expecting him to get out of this group stage. He struggled in last season in the group stages, losing both games to Naniwa 0-2. I think he beat Cass in the middle game 2-1 in a Terran versus Terran. But has struggled a little bit against Protoss players. But he did in recent times. Just, I think it was about a month ago in the Challenger League. He was able to beat Sase 2-0, which is a big confidence boost to his Terran versus Protoss. But he hasn't played that many games, recorded at least, Terran versus Protoss. He's played ladder games, of course, but not too many out there publicly.
Mr. Shuttle, yeah, he's not done too bad. In terms of maps in Heart of the Swarm, he's won around 22 and he's lost 13, so he's got like a 63% win ratio, which is pretty good, but if you consider the caliber of players he's been playing, in comparison to, you know, someone like an MC, for example, it's not exactly up there as the tip-top level. And for Shuttle, having dropped out of the round of 32 during Season 1, he finds himself currently sitting at around 350 WCS points, which is, I think, the lowest amount of points you can have if you drop out of round of 32 in Season 1, along with your Challenger League points as well. So, not the best start for him, but he's looking to get back into the swing of things in Season 2.
Yeah, I mean, all three players here in this group, aside from Stefano, are looking to get those points, to climb up throughout the year to hopefully get a top 16 finish. But it is going to be difficult, of course.
Yeah.
Every single region is involved in that ranking system, Korea and America, as well as Europe. And we have innovation at the top of it all, man. A good 1,000 points clear. That's a lot of points clear with his amazing performances after performances. But looking on into the second game of the day here, of day 2 of the WCS Europe Premier League.
Where is this SCV going? Mr. Shuttle, what are you up to?
He should just be hiding here.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be looking to proxy anything or do anything crazy. If he just goes in now, he may just lose the SCV nice and early to a Mothership core or anything.
Stalker.
But if he waits to see the Zealot or Stalker come across, then he can go in. But he's got 100. He is going to proxy a factory.
Yeah, Shuttle, well, this is going to be interesting. What is it for? Let's go, Apollo. What do you think we're going to see?
He may go the full distance and add on a starport there as well.
Yeah.
And just build Widow Mines and just add the starport and build the Medivac from there. That's the thing that makes the most sense here, I think.
I think I've seen once or twice Shuttle actually do something like this and then just walk Widow Mines up.
You can walk Widow Mines up too. I mean, because it comes under the same principle of leaving an SCV there and poking up after. Look at that fake SCV, though, that's really distracting. That SCV that's gone up north, MC's like, yeah, there can't be another SCV down there, can there? Is he going to add on the starport to his factory too?
Apparently not.
Well, no, he's just going to be walking Widow Mines.
Then walk.
But like I said, it's the same principle as a hidden SCV. The thing is, he doesn't really want to reveal that SCV, though.
He was going for an engineering bay block to begin with. That's what he actually queued up. And there you go. There's the engineering bay going down. So at the natural, trying to block off his opponent once again. The bunker's already down at the front, so going to be hard for him to really get in.
But there is a Stalker and a Probe there back at home. If they was to see the Widow Mine trying to run past...
Yeah. He's got to be very careful with that Widow Mine. He's retaining it for now next to the factory, waiting for a second one to come along. And Stargate goes down once again for MC.
Oh, okay. Well, this Widow Mine is going to try and run past here. The Stalker's going to be able to stop it before it gets to the mirror line, though.
Yeah, Widow Mines don't have too much health here. And will take 9 shots. He burrows it right next to it, though.
Yeah, nice movement there by MC. He's not going to make a mistake like that to lose the Stalker to the Widow Mine. But I feel at this position, he has to, get the Oracle out and try to use the... Is the Envision or is it the Revelation? I never know which one it is.
Envision is the detection, and Revelation is...
So he needs the Envision then.
Yeah. Whoa. Probe dies. Well, not too much. Shuttle could technically... Actually, no, he couldn't, because its charge is gone.
Look at the Zealot and Stalker to the left that can't get home because of that Widow Mine.
And he moves into range of it for a second there and loses a Zealot. But at least its charge is gone now. The Oracle's on the way, so that should be on the way here.
But a bunch of Marines are coming across the map too here behind this. Remember, there was a very late command center. You had the reactor on the barracks nice and early.
Medevac as well.
He's got to play this out carefully. He's only on one gateway, but he does have an Oracle.
And he's getting a Phoenix as well to try and deal with this. This could be a fantastic move here by MC.
He's got Photon Overcharge as well, remember. And the Oracle's starting to rebuild its energy. It does need about 25 energy to actually use its Pulsar Beam to fight the Marines. I don't think this is too bad of a situation for MC, despite it looking a bit scary. There's 2 Stalkers, 3 Sentries. Oracle almost ready to use its Pulsar Beam.
Throws down the Photon Overcharge in the main as well, just to push his opponent back here for now. As the Phoenix hasn't gone to chase that Medevac. I think he's hidden the Phoenix for quite a while here. Like, he could have gone in there and tried to chase down the Medevac. Of course, there would have been Marines to annoy it for a while. But he's hiding the Phoenix. He
can go with 3 Phoenixes and a single Oracle, and it kills the Medivac everything.
Yeah.
The Marines coming out one by one will just die to the Oracle, and the Phoenixes will kill the Medivac instantly. That's what I think he'll aim to do.
Yeah, it's certainly a very, very potent combination here. The Oracle's not going with him.
Phoenix. Where's the Oracle?
Well, he does find the Medevac here. That should go down pretty darn quickly. The Photon Overcharge goes down as well. That will die off super fast without those Marines being able to do too much at all. Tried to focus down the Oracle in the end, but that gets out unscathed. And the Widow Mines have to push back for now from that natural.
A nice Widow Mine burrow outside of MC's base. He doesn't know about it yet. Is he going to walk his sentries in there or something? That would be a bit disastrous.
Yeah, that really could be. And MC here, just moving those Phoenix down to the south, looking for a little bit of an opportunity to actually engage into the 2 Widow Mines get picked up. So it's going to be that conventional 2 Widow Mine for Marine drop if you can find the opportunity to do so.
Well, these Phoenixes are going to be annoying. They're going to kill a lot of SCVs and mules and whatnot, and Medivac if there's anything around. But it's going to be all about the Medivac inside the main base of MC, which we're going to have to follow as it makes its way in here.
And he's going to try and find some damage to do boosts in. Will he find the connections he requires? 1 Widow Mine gets burrowed. MC's not reacting in time. That Widow Mine's actually going to kill a lot of probes.
He got 6.
Nicely done there by Shuttle thus far. And the one at the natural only gets 1. So not too much from the second, but the first one certainly paid for itself.
And he even gets out with the Medivac, but not for much longer because it's going to get chased down by the Phoenixes. And he tries to get everything out there, but these can even pick up the Marines quite easily. Yeah, you can only boost for so long, Shuttle. Your Medivac time is nigh, as a few Marines do end up going down as well. So for MC, these are getting gas on the natural, take a 4th gas, and ideally the most regular play from this is to take that 4th gas and guess the robotics bay. MC, though, is a wild child. Can do anything from this position, but the robotics bay is going to follow up. The reason why the robotics facility is so normal to follow up with, because the Phoenixes, they're going to be great against any Vikings that pop out. Vikings are going to have to manually target the Colossus and not attack move. And then in combination with Stalkers and Phoenix bringing down Vikings, they aren't being in the sky too often. They're going to come down rather fast. And when all is said and done, after everything that's gone on in this game, it's 42 workers to 40 in favor of MC right now. So relatively even in regards to that, especially with Mules out for Shuttle. But still, his tech is where he needs to be honest with you. He's got his starport up and running. He's getting those Medivacs out. Yeah. He should have those Vikings out in just a little bit as well. But the Phoenix are going to cause those Vikings as well a little bit of a hindrance once the big engagement actually comes. Yeah, I mean, they're not too good in the big engagements, but their job is just going to be looking after the Colossus here. Yeah. Maybe a bit of harassment if he can find an area to do so. But so far, the boss toss is ruling this game. He's defended well against the aggression in the early stages. He's deflected the majority of attempts to bring down the probes, even though a couple have been lost. And I love that in the end, MC, he's not just sending the Oracle in to try and do some damage. He knows missile turrets are there. He's not going to sacrifice it or anything. He's going to keep it with his army for now and maybe use it for Revelation later on to see where his opponent's moving, or use it for Envision. Anything's possible. MC's... Oh, the Twilight Council's like, but MC's really low in probes. He's got a lot of Chrono Boost. I think he's just going to go ahead and get Blink and go for an attack. He started 2 probes again. This is interesting. I got to follow. He's up to a very high gateway count now. He's at 7 gateways. I mean, in respect here, I think he can very easily just take a 3rd base, no problem. I mean, he has the Revelation onto his opponent's army, so he knows where it is. On the natural shuttle, his army is revealed through the Oracle. But MC's getting Blinky. Stop probes again. There's we can see the reveal. Yeah, he's just going to go for it. He's going to focus on what I mentioned before, is that the Phoenixes are going to be so good at keeping Colossus alive, then he's just going to go for a 2-base Colossus push. Yeah. It's a lot of anti-air that he has with it. So, I mean, why not try and utilize that to the best of your ability here? As the Oracle is still throwing down another Revelation here just to try and keep an eye on Shuttle. But one great thing of this is that he doesn't only know that his opponent's army is there, but he knows how many Vikings are going to be with this army, unless Shuttle, for some reason, move them away from the army. But that's very, very unlikely here. So MC knows exactly what he's up against. Oh, MC targets 1 Viking. Almost gets it down, and that's exactly what he wants to do here. Yeah. Remember, his plan is to beat this down. Without the Vikings there, MC's going to cruise through this and go to the winner's match. This is a very cool little tactic out of MC, and Shuttle needs to realize this and react to it accordingly. But as a Terran, how do you react to this accordingly? You don't attack. You've got to sit back and defend here. This is where you build a 3rd base in your main. You add on the 2nd engineering bay and go up and upgrade. You don't move out like this. But remember, Shuttle doesn't know exactly what's going on himself here. So this can be a little bit dangerous. Here for Shuttle, he's being watched eagerly by MC with the Oracle and its Revelation spell. But we are back into the game, so let's jump in and have a closer look at how this is going to play out. All right, well, the Revelation now
does show him everywhere his movement is going, so MC knows exactly where he has to engage into.
Got to force field well, and he's got to bring down the Vikings.
One of them already fell very, very quickly thanks to a little bit of nibbling that we saw there from the Phoenix to kick things off. Good time warps, great force fields as well. Great synergy with these spells, and the Phoenix fly in once again to try and make this work. Only just now as one Colossus fallen. Even SCV's at the back trying to make this work for Shuttle, but I think all of the bio is just gone now here for Shuttle. The last Colossus does end up falling as well, but a third one ends up popping out just in time to be able to push this far, far back.
Boss Toss says easy peasy as he cruises and crushes that army. Double in supply. The Phoenixes bring down the Vikings. They even pick up a bunch of Marauders. It's 65 army supply. The Boss Toss has done it. He's done it. He's moving forward, and it looks like he's going to clean up what's left of Shuffle's pathetic army left at home here. Just a bunch of Marines, Marauders, not too many, no medivacs, hardly any SCVs left. This is the Boss Toss's game.
And there you go, plenty of Stalkers to make this work. Even lifts up a few of those Marauders for good measure. GG for game number 3, SKMC. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. He says that a lot, and he's probably saying it to himself now. And he takes that victory 2 games to 1, which sets us up for the winners match, which will be coming next. And it will be what everybody expected it to be and hoped it would be. Stefano up against MC. Winner moves on to the round of 16.
This is going to be a good one, guys. So after the break, join us. Tell your friends, hashtag WCS on Twitter. Tweet at us who is going to win this next game. Is it going to be Stefano or is it going to be MC? We'll see you in just a bit.